So I'm very excited to talk with my mom, Lucy O'Loughlin Tokheim, about her very beautiful new comic. Is that what you call it? Comic?
I do. I call it a comic. Yes, I do.
Um, Called The Princess and the Boatboy,
Would you like to see it?
Heroes of the Primstav.
Oh,
And kind of what inspired you about kind of the story of the princess and the boatboy?
I found out about Princess Sunniva way back, even before you were born, really. And uh, she took, when I started to study Norwegian folk art, when Jean and I started doing that kind of pottery designing, I came across her and she was an Irish princess who was a patron saint of Norway. And since my family's Irish and they always found it odd that I was studying and learning so much about Norwegian folk art, I felt a kinship with her, that it was kind of a link. And so I also picked up the Primstav because they had lots of saint stories in the Primstav that I kind of knew about. So those Sunniva and the Primstav have been with me for a long time. I did a weaving of Sunniva back before we went to Norway, and a big tapestry of her, and then I'd done Primstav prints. But it wasn't quite enough. I just needed somehow to explore them more. Tell a story about them. It just the wonderfulness of that early period when they were establishing monasteries in Ireland, and they were just so in love with the news about the gospel that they some of them would just throw themselves into boats and say, take me, Lord, wherever. It was their way of surrendering. They ended up in some very interesting places all along the coasts of Scotland up into Norway. Some of them made it to Iceland. They were and so that there was something inspiring to all of Europe about the courage of these people. Why are they doing this? So I wanted to
Yeah, sounds
that.
nice. I kind of want to get in a boat and seek revelation as well. So
In the North Sea, I mean, think about that one.
well, yeah, well, I don't know. North Sea, maybe not. What was kind of like your journey to um, illustrating a comic and in that interest that you have?
That is a good question. I don't really understand why I was so passionately interested in this, because I think of myself more as a painter, really, and a designer for on the pottery. But I just, as I thought over how to tell this story, the legends they don't give you that much information, and so I finally thought, the comic will give me the ability to make things up. Because even though I did a lot of research, and there's one of the reasons I like this character called If, it's like, well, what if some of these things really did happen? Just let's think about that, and that then I can speculate and add things and make things up and just have things be a lot more imaginative than I could be if I was trying to just write a straight story. Because have that these stories of all this heroism and adventure and uh, giving your life for love of others and God was inspiring. And I think my premise, remember in Norway, we are impressed by the bravery of the Norwegian kids, that they like guts, they like courage, they like physical, danger and challenging themselves against it. And I just thought that was a wonderful, wonderful thing. So.
Where can people get this comic?
Well, they can get it from us. Will ship them to you. You can go to our website, Tokheim-stoneware.com.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.